All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something honestly incredibly special. We're taking a step back from our usual data sets and research papers to explore a deeply personal letter. Letters to a son, a father's hard-won wisdom. Now don't worry, this isn't going to be some heavy-handed lecture. Instead, we're looking at a collection of really profound, hard-won life lessons. The author literally notes that if he could just sit across from his son right now and say everything he never said when his boy was young, this would be the whole shebang. No big speeches, just truth. So let's see how he sets the stage.
He actually chooses to open his letter with this striking admission. I am not a perfect father. I never was. Boom. Right out of the gate, he establishes this emotional contract. He confesses to working way too many hours when his son was little, getting angry when he really should have just listened, giving advice when silence was needed, and staying completely silent when guidance was required. He's absolutely not positioning himself as some flawless guru on a mountaintop. It's just a deeply, wonderfully vulnerable start.
Section 1, A Father's Confession, the foundation of truth.
But here's the thing, he doesn't just wallow in guilt or regret. Because this raw admission of imperfection, it proves these lessons are truly hard-won. It shifts the tone entirely to an absolute certainty. No father on earth has loved his son more than I love you. And that right there creates the unshakable foundation for all the advice coming up. Every single thing he's about to say comes from that exact place of deep, undeniable love. It's the bedrock of trust that makes the tough lessons just a little bit easier to swallow.
Section 2, Rules for the Self, the Inner Life. So, with that internal focus established, let's look at Lesson 1. Pay debts when nobody is tracking you. Keep your word when breaking it is easy, and be kind to people who can do absolutely nothing for you. The father is telling his son that while the world is going to judge you by what it sees, you are going to judge yourself by what you do in private. True character isn't some public performance on a stage, right? It's built in those quiet, unseen moments where your integrity is literally the only thing holding you accountable.
Now let's move to Lesson 2 and see how this builds on that idea of internal governance. We're contrasting busyness with progress. The father admits he spent years just being busy. You know the drill: constant motion, exhausted every night, a packed calendar, an overflowing inbox. But eventually he had to ask himself, what did I actually build? Working hard is commendable for sure, but working smart, that's essential. Progress means having direction and building something real. Because an exhausted, full calendar absolutely does not always equal meaningful progress in life.
Which brings us to one of the most striking lines in the entire letter. A man moving fast in the wrong direction is just arriving at the wrong place sooner. Just let the irony of that settle for a second. It's a powerful visualization, isn't it? Think about it. All that energy, all that speed, completely wasted just because the direction was off. It's this profound warning against mindless hustle, and a fantastic reminder that clarity of direction has got to precede speed.
All right, Lesson 3 tackles a different kind of internal preservation. Guarding peace is survival, not selfishness. The father warns his son about people who just feed on chaos, who make you feel guilty for setting basic boundaries, and who quietly drain your energy. He advises that walking away from these situations, that isn't an act of weakness at all. It's a matter of profound wisdom and survival. As he notes, not everyone deserves a seat at your table.
So these first 3 lessons really form a crucial triad of internal strength. Let's briefly distill them before we move forward. Number 1, character is built in private. 2, value progress over busyness. And 3, guard your peace fiercely. The father argues that if you can master these core tenets of the inner life, well, you're fully armored and ready to face what's outside, which is exactly where his letter takes us next.
Section 3, Rules for the World, Navigating the Outside.
Having established how to calibrate the self, he turns his attention outward. And he kicks things off by completely redefining a word we pretty much all instinctively dread: failure. He defines it as the road to success, learning to fail forward. He writes, I know you hate failing. I raised you to win. But he explains that failure is absolutely not the opposite of success. Instead, it's the very road you have to travel to get to it. You literally cannot bypass it.
He grounds this in his own difficult history, saying, when I was humbled completely, that is when I grew the most. He doesn't shy away from his own crushing defeats, like having a business fall apart or losing a major relationship. These weren't just sad stories to be swept under the rug, they were the specific catalysts for his greatest growth. He urges his son not to run from failure, but to actually learn to extract the lesson and fail forward.
Okay, let's jump to Lesson 5. I want you to visualize the top 5 people you spend the most time with. Got them in your head? Good. Because according to this father's wisdom, that number dictates your future. As he puts it, show me the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I will show you your future.
And that brings us to a really vital distinction he makes next, the difference between company and climate. Company is just the people who happen to be around you. But climate, that is the environment those people create. The father argues that your circle is a climate. You need to choose people who push you upward, who celebrate your wins, and this is key, who tell you the hard truth when you need to hear it. He notes that while loyalty is a precious trait, blind loyalty to the wrong people is a very dangerous trap.
Section 4. The unconditional promise. A father's legacy.
Shifting away from the tactical life advice and back to the profound bond between parent and child, the father writes, "You have someone in your corner who is never going anywhere." He expresses immense pride that his grown son now has his own road to walk, noting that he knows the kid doesn't need his handheld anymore. But beautifully, he acknowledges that a part of him will always see the little boy who used to fall asleep on his chest. It's this incredibly powerful duality of respecting the independent adult while cherishing the memory of the dependent child.
Which all culminates in this ultimate, unchanging message. I love you, son. I always have, I always will. This just completely drives home the raw vulnerability and unconditional support at the very heart of this letter. No matter what the son achieves, no matter what he loses, or how far he strays, this promise remains absolute. It really is the perfect, grounding closure to his hard-won wisdom.
So, we're ending our explainer today with a pretty provocative question. What unspoken words are sitting inside you waiting to be heard? You know, this letter reminds us that sometimes the most important things we have to say remain locked away. I challenge you to reflect on your own relationships today. If this analysis made you think of someone, maybe a father, a son, or a mentor who might need to hear these exact truths, go ahead and share this explainer with them. Seriously, don't let your words stay waiting. Thank you so much for exploring this powerful letter with me today. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.